Hello and welcome back to one more new video of
Habilen.
Yay!
Yeah.
So as you all know that we are back in South Korea and we are in self-quarantine right now. So we were talking a lot of things and suddenly we thought about making this short video about what?
The things which we missed about Korea while we stayed in Australia.
Yeah, so we stayed in Melbourne and basically there was lockdown there as well, but still even during the lockdown there were few things which we did miss about South Korea. So let's cut all the chairs and quickly get into them.
Let's go.
First thing which I missed while I was in South Korea is the spring.
Yes, spring.
Yes, because you know the best part about Korea is the seasons. I love the seasons which are very well differentiated by the view, by the temperatures and everything. It is so distinct. So Korean spring is the best, and I actually missed the spring because we were basically in Australia and the weather there was I think winter. When we stayed there, it was autumn and winter, so we missed the spring because there is a lot to do during spring as well.
Like a festival.
Yes, there are different festivals, but you know, this year due to COVID, they did cancel a lot of fests here. But anyways, it is a very pretty sight, and yes, we missed this. Okay, so number 2
is the Korean food. Yeah. I like the Korean traditional foods. Oh my god, my pronunciation. I'm really nervous. And I actually just like the seafood or ant and some
Korean
stew
traditional
type.
style stews.
Especially the sundae-cook. I think the foreigners or just the Koreans living in the foreign countries, they know the making some original taste of Korean food is very hard. Maybe I think it is because of some Korean the spices.
The method of how they make this taste. Okay.
So, I mean,
you mixed the authentic taste, the Korean taste, even though there were a lot of restaurants there, but you missed.
There are many the Korean restaurants, and nowadays they import the resources.
Yeah, the ingredients.
Ingredients.
Yeah, the ingredients.
Like some stew or sauce or spices. Even though they try, I don't know, maybe
There is something.
there is very hard.
Yeah, okay. So you missed the Korean food, and yeah, I did miss the Korean food as well. But the good thing for me was I did try a lot of Indian food there because there are a lot of Indian restaurants, and the food which I couldn't have here in Korea were quite easily available in Australia. So I did enjoy Indian food, but yeah, even I missed the Korean food. So number 3 was Internet. Yes. So I am not sure if I mean the internet is really fast in South Korea or it is not as good as in Australia, but for some reason we did feel that the internet was very slow there. I mean there was some cases where we used to get 3G network, and while we used to travel in the trains, we couldn't use the internet quite well. I mean, you know, sometimes there is totally no network there. So maybe it is the tunnels or I'm not sure what it is, but yes, the internet was one of the things which I missed a lot, especially because we are so used to use the high-speed internet back in Korea. So yes, the internet was a big issue. What did you feel? Because you know, he used to play a lot of games. So what do you think about internet?
Don't say a lot of games. I play only one game.
아니 근데 스피드 그 요번엔 게임 하잖아. 그러면 게임 할 때 어땠어? 한국보다는 호주에서 게임 하는 게
Unstable and the low speed.
Right?
So that is very just
yeah. So even when I mean it is not just me, but even he felt that the internet and
I
the
play
fun
only one
coming
game.
to number 4, which is
Karaoke.
노래방.
Yeah, in Korean word is karaoke is 노래방.
Yes.
The actually just my hobby is that's very simple. The collecting the CD, I mean
Albums and
music albums, and singing. So usually when we get bored, I mean we feel bored, just we go to the coin karaoke and we sing about 2 hours.
they know about us singing, yeah,
Mm.
because they keep uploading there, yeah.
Yeah, next time we will show.
Yeah, we will try to make a vlog on that
Ah.
as well, yeah.
Anyway, so just I found one the coin karaoke in the King Street
In
Melbourne
Melbourne,
City.
yeah, we just found one because
Uh,
usually in Korea you will find a coin karaoke almost very close by. I mean, there are a lot, even very close, just to 5 minutes walking distance we have a karaoke. So there are usually Koreans like singing and trying to have some fun when they are stressed or when they are bored. So that was one which we missed a lot, and because of that reason we bought a karaoke mic which we used to use sometimes, but the facilities back there in Australia was not so good, but it is quite good.
the most
Yeah.
the biggest problem
Mm-hmm.
is the price. In Korea, just $1.
For $1,
For
we
$1 we
sing.
can sing the first song.
Yes.
But in Australia, $5 we can sing only the three
Songs, yeah. So the price difference would also
very
be a
different.
very big thing when we want to go to a karaoke. We did thought of going there once, but I think as soon as there was lockdown, the karaoke's were also shut. Same was in Korea as well for a few days. But I think that is a really good point which you mentioned. So coming to number 5, which is
Cafes.
cafes. Yes. So as you all know that Korea has a very good cafe culture, and a lot of people here love coffee. So Korea also has a franchise of different brands of coffees. So it is quite easy to find a particular coffee or cafe whenever you want or on the go. So but there are also a lot of theme cafes here in Korea, like there is Animal Cafe, there is a 3D cafe, and they have very pretty themed cafes as well. There were a few cafes back in Melbourne as well. Because of lockdown, I couldn't visit a few, but the others were also quite far, so I couldn't visit them as well. So, but yes, I definitely visited the ones which are close to my house, and I did not enjoy them as much I do the cafes back in Korea. So yes, I missed the cafe. Number 6, which is
convenience store.
okay, convenience store. But I think we did see a few convenience store back in Melbourne, which was just 7-Eleven.
Only 7-Eleven.
Yes.
Well, in Korea, we have many brands like including 7-Eleven, GS25, CU, and
Imat.
anyway, so many
Yeah,
brands.
there are different brands.
And each the brands, I mean franchising brands, has their own some PB brand, like
They have
the
their special
snacks, drinks,
yeah.
and lunchbox. Because as you know, in Korea we have the busy life for almost because of working. So whenever just we want the simple the snack or the meal, just we go to the convenience store and we buy and we eat that.
Yeah, so it is quick and simple, and
Quick and
for
simple.
those who don't have enough time for their lunch or their breaks, they can quickly go to the nearest. So any convenience store is usually within 5 minutes of wherever you are. Wherever, even if you are standing across a busy neighborhood or any neighborhood, you'll find a convenience store in 5 minutes. So that is why many convenience stores here are loved a lot by the Koreans, and it is very simple, very easy as well. So yes, even I missed, I think, a lot of convenience store because I also like different particular food from convenience stores, and they're really good. And definitely very special. So yeah, we missed the convenience
The
store. The last one, the seventh one, which we both equally missed, was the local commute. Yeah,
Like
so
just going to going picnic or going to some place.
yeah, so
That
if
was
there is
not
some
easy.
good place or any tourist spot which we would like to go, it was quite far. Usually you need a car if you want to go to those places. You can go by cabs or by bus or by trains, but that would take a lot of time. Usually they prefer the roadways, which is using cars, which is not possible for everyone. Personally, for me, the commute was not so good there. I did not like the transportation systems there, frankly, because I feel the transportation systems in South Korea are quite organized and very safe. Like there are double safety doors for the trains in South Korea, so that is very safe for everyone. And because it also prevents a lot of accidents. And for me especially, I like such things, and also I like the bus facilities back in South Korea, because the bus will take you literally to every corner, any corner of the South Korea. So they are quite very very easily accessible. Same as in Melbourne, no doubt, but usually there is a lot of detouring which is used to be done in back in Australia, and because they used to have some construction work going on, so that would disrupt the train lines. So we had to take the replacement buses instead of the trains, and then the bus would take us to somewhere, and then we have to walk again to reach a particular bus stop. And so it usually when we had to go somewhere, even for work especially, we had to check the schedules every day, because someday you are going to the bus and suddenly tomorrow the bus is not there because there is some work going on. And that was quite uncomfortable for me especially, and that was really annoying, because many a times I would get late for my appointments and such things. So I love the transportation system here and not back in Melbourne. Yeah.
The big merit of the Korean the commute is the punctuality. So the just one company, one commute bus company.
Yeah.
Just they try to make so many routes,
Yeah.
and for one route they use so many buses. So in Korea, just being late is not
Okay.
usual.
So that wraps up everything what we missed about South Korea while we were in Australia. That was our personal opinion. I hope we don't offend anybody. We don't mean to as well. And what else would you like to say?
I hope you like Risha's speech and my little assistance. Just do love our video and don't forget subscribe and like.
Yeah, so please like and subscribe, and until we meet,
Karaoke,
bye.
bye bye. Don't forget subscribe and like.